Let's talk about triadic colors. First of all, we need to understand what triadic colors are. I can say that triadic colors are a subset of the main perceptual object that we know as keys colors. I know this definition is a little abstract, so let's make it more practical. We know that the keys color of a note is the specific sensation that it assumes in the context of the key. In music, the keys color of a note varies slightly depending on the chord that's played under it. The triadic color of a note is this slightly different sensation that the same note in the same tonal context assumes when it's played over different chords. Considering that the same note can be played over an infinite number of different chords, we can very quickly get overwhelmed by all the possibilities that can come up. So during our practicing sessions, we are going to take into account only the most important triadic colors. Now let's make everything more clear with a practical example. If we look at the C major key, the tonal context includes these different triads: C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, and B diminished. Each one of these triads contains 3 notes, and each note of the major key appears in 3 different triads. For example, C appears as the root note in the C major triad, as the minor third in the A minor triad, and as the fifth in the F major triad. Each one of these different possibilities has its own triadic color. In order to hear what these 3 different triadic colors of the note C sound and feel like in the C major key, you can simply sing C while you alternate between playing a C major chord, an A minor chord, and an F major chord. This way, by singing the note almost as loud as the chords, you should clearly feel how C assumes slightly different feelings by changing the underlying chords. Here is a practical example. Now I play the chords and you sing the note. So, sing this note. Can you feel how C feels happy when you're playing the C major chord and it becomes more sad when you're playing the A minor chord? That's the slight difference in feeling that I'm talking about. In a similar way, each degree of the key assumes 3 different triadic colors, one for each triad that it's part of. The aim of the work on triadic colors is to take the skills we've already developed by working on the keys colors to another level. This doesn't mean that triadic colors will substitute the keys colors in your mind. In fact, it's like adding skills on top of the keys colors skills you've already developed. You will be able to think from both perspectives. The most useful approach when playing real music is to think in both ways, to mix these 2 approaches, and you'll find that it will happen automatically in your mind. Now that you know the basic details about triadic colors, let me explain why they're so important. The main ability that you will develop by internalizing triadic colors is the ability to focus on melody while having the background feeling of the chord progression in mind. This is crucial in order to develop more advanced skills, and it has an indirect positive impact on many other skills. Let's see what skills will be positively affected by this and how it will happen. Your intonation skills, because the sensation of the chord's movement in the background of your mind will guide your melodic ear onto the right pitches. And with improved sensitivity you'll develop through this practice, you'll also get better at separating a note that is slightly off pitch from a note that's on pitch. The great thing is that by practicing on triadic colors, you'll train your mind to do this in a subconscious way. So you won't have to think about it anymore. You'll start to feel whether you're on pitch or not, just like you feel what the right words to say in a certain conversation are. Your improvisational skills, because by feeling the halo of each chord, we indirectly feel the notes contained in it. And what really helps improvisation is that we can memorize a chord progression, so we can anticipate in our mind the feeling of the chord that is next to come. And by doing so, our melodic ideas are automatically guided to the right notes. This will happen even when your main focus is on the melody lines. You won't need to focus on the chords because you will feel them in the back of your mind. Your speed in recalling or recognizing notes. By recognizing triads and triadic colors, we can quickly recognize portions of melody lines, or vice versa. By recalling the halo of a triad, we can quickly recall all the notes contained in it. So, both your melodic dictation and sight singing skills will get a lot better by practicing triadic colors. Your perception of the tonal framework, because feeling the color of the chords in the background of your mind keeps you grounded inside the tonal context. Through practice, it will become automatic for you to come up with musical ideas that are included in the right harmonic framework. The ability to recognize chord progressions, because as I was saying, the exercises that we're going to practice will also help you better internalize the colors of the chords. Your songwriting and composition skills, or more generally, your overall musical creativity. Not only because of all the other skills already discussed before, but also because you'll start to instinctively feel the right harmonic progression to play under any given melodic idea you might have, or vice versa, you'll be able to instinctively come up with a good melodic idea over any given chord progression. You can now imagine how powerful this new way of approaching ear training will be on your playing or singing, how deeply this approach can transform your skills and take them to a completely new level in the process of achieving an instinctive and effortless sense of musicality.